Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Kirill, your justice analyst. So in my yesterday's video, I have already talked about the first semi-final and the results of rehearsals. I think the results are pretty much clear which 10 countries will qualify, at least 9 are pretty sure. But now let's take a look at the second semi-final and see if it will be as clear as the first one. I have already did the prediction before the rehearsals. You can see now on your screen which 10 countries were qualifying in my opinion. Maybe you remember that Australia and Denmark I have rated with the same qualification chances, both got for me 50%. It was really hard for me to decide which of the two should be the qualifier. Back then I have decided for Denmark, but now let's take a look at their second rehearsals where they have released the 30 seconds video clips from their official performances. So now it kind of gets more clear how the whole performance will look on stage. So now without further ado, let's start with the first country, and it's Australia.
Tell you want a taste of the milkshake, man.
Wow, that's so colorful and so cool. I think the charisma of Gojo is just unbeatable. His vocals actually sound pretty good as well in this rehearsal video clip. I love the idea with the milkshake. I love the costume change. So it basically gives us everything what Eurovision needs. So I definitely have to increase his qualification chances from 50% to just 55%. I'm still a bit unsure if this is a type of a song which Eurovision public will appreciate, because afterwards we have Finland, we have Malta. So kind of targeting the 18+ audience. I still think that Malta and Finland are a little bit stronger, so it definitely swallows some chances of Australia, but I think it's a very good contender to be in the final. And Gojo was actually one of the biggest growers of bookmakers. They have increased his qualifying chances by just 3%, but it still made a big difference because now he's ranked by them not anymore 8th, but already 6th. Actually, I think the visuals look really expensive. I love the voice of Nina. Just the song is maybe not strong enough. It's just not standing out on the full lineup. We have some other ballads coming later from Israel, from Serbia, which are definitely stronger. And especially Serbia, it's also, Balkan ballad, which will definitely get much more televoting support. So bookmakers, unfortunately, have also decreased her chances by 4% from 20% qualification chance to just 16%. And I also have to decrease the chance from 15% to 10% in my opinion. I was reserving those 15% just in case the staging will be something absolutely mind-blowing. Unfortunately, it's just good, but nothing groundbreaking, so I just can't see Montenegro qualifying this year. Ireland, before the rehearsals I was pretty harsh to the center. I was just ranking with 25% their qualification chance because Emmy's vocals were not really improving from pre-party to pre-party. Also, I thought they will just repeat their live performance from Irish Eurosong on the Eurovision stage, but how I was wrong. I think her vocal actually, at least in this rehearsal snippet, sounds really excellent. The visuals look really good. It's just such a fun bop, and I think it is transmitted perfectly on stage. Maybe she's still lacking a little bit of charisma or confidence on stage. I'm not really sure what is missing, but I have to increase her chances from 25% to 55%. I think she's a very big contender for the final, so now I'm ranking her the same as the Australian Gojo. They're just targeting absolutely different audience. I think Ireland is definitely much more family appropriate. It will definitely fight for the votes together with the Luxembourg entry, which is also playing with this kind of puppet doll theme, which is very much competing with this Toy Story from Ireland. Burman Laimi definitely is one of the most unique entries of this year. I absolutely love it. It's absolutely standing out, but I was really hoping that our nymphs from the Latvian forest will really improve their staging concept and bring it to some absolutely different level. I think they definitely did some improvements. I love their new costumes. They now look even more as sort of mythical creatures. I love that. So I will increase their qualification chance from 35% to 40%. They also won a couple of percentages in accordance with the bookmaker odds, but still I'm not really sure that this is enough to qualify. The song is maybe a little bit too repetitive, but on the other hand is not really memorable enough for the viewers. I will just remind you that even in the Latvian Supernova they didn't win the televote, so I'm really struggling to imagine them qualifying, but I think this is such a unique entry and they deserve it actually so much. What a rehearsal it was. I had already very high expectations towards Parg. I know he's a great performer. I know he has a great team of composers of the song working on the staging. So I was just super excited to see what he will bring on stage. But I think This rehearsal snippet which we saw blew us all away. No one has even expected that it will be so cool, so I have to increase his qualification chances from already pretty high 60% to 70%. I was already before rehearsal totally puzzled why the bookmakers are putting him so low, because in my opinion it's just such easy win of money betting on Armenia this year, just like last year. But now he's still actually on place 14 in accordance with the bookmaker odds. So if you're in the country where you can bet money on qualification of some countries to the Eurovision final, I would definitely recommend to choose Armenia. Austria is definitely pulling out this Cyprus card from the first semi-final. So in the first semi-final, Theo even had the most exciting live staging, so something the most different and something most unexpected. And he has shown us just the first 30 seconds of the performance, and Austria is doing just the same. I think the performance concept is very unique. Black and white color for the live performance. I'm not really sure that this is a perfect concept, but he will definitely stand out because of that even more. So maybe actually it's quite a clever choice. I love what we see. I love what we can hear. His vocal is absolutely stunning and excellent, and I just can't wait to see the whole performance. Of course, his qualification chances just remain with 100%. Definitely one of my personal favorites of this entire year. I absolutely love the song, and I'm just so pleased to see her new dress. After her Greek national selection performance, I was telling you that the song is called Star-Eyed or something like that, and I just would love to see the stars, this kind of sparkling something on her dress, maybe resembling the night sky, and this is exactly what we got. I think it looks absolutely stunning. The visuals which they're using are very effective. It's just very clever camera work, camera angles. Because Greek production team was promising us something absolutely mind-blowing, I have to now decrease their chances from 85% to 80%. It still means I believe that Greece will qualify. Just now I don't see it as such a huge favorite as I was hoping it will be, but in any case, Klavdia is such a star, it's such a beautiful performance, and I just can't wait to see the whole 3 minutes. But unfortunately, bookmakers were also expecting a bit more from the live performance. That's why Klavdia has lost 2 positions. Now she's ranked 8th by the bookmakers in odds to qualify, and she lost in total 4%. After feeling the pain of Greek people, it's time to join the depression of the Lithuanian ones. Well, jokes aside, I think Katarsis are absolutely great. They took the best concepts which they had from the Lithuanian national selections and just amplified it all. I think everyone can agree that this camera shot on the eyes of the lead singer, which comes closer and closer, is absolutely stunning. I got literally goosebumps first time I saw it. I think it's extremely clever, and I have to increase the chances of Lithuania to qualify from 65% to 75%. Of course, this kind of genre is pretty new to Eurovision, something what we don't see every year, which we maybe see like once in 5 years, but which usually tends to qualify. So I believe that Katarsis definitely has this special something in them which will help them to be in the Eurovision final. Together with Australia, the biggest bookmakers grower is Malta. She got additional 3%, so her qualification chance increased from 81% to 84%, and I'm definitely not surprised by that. After seeing this rehearsal video clip, for me everything got clear. Before that I was kind of doubting, because, you know, Finland is bringing something similar. Not all Eurovision fans' favorite can qualify, and I thought if her live performance will be the same as a Maltese national selection, she might actually struggle. But this looks so expensive, it looks so fun, so cool that I just have to increase her qualification chances from the previous 60% to now 85%. I think Malta has guaranteed the spot in the final. It's just so cool, and it's definitely fighting with Finland for the Eurovision fandom love. Just her outfit, this huge lips on the stage. There are just so many things. Even the regular viewers who hear the song for the first time will definitely remember, and I'm pretty sure that Malta will get a lot of love and a lot of support. Now, however, we go to the country which actually lost 3% in accordance with the bookmakers in their qualification chances, and I'm not really surprised. The live performance of Mariam Shengelia is actually one of the best. I think the staging is just great, the dancers there are great, her outfits are great, her voice is amazing, and the backgrounds are just beautiful. But I think she is unfortunately lacking a little bit of charisma, or the song is just maybe not charismatic enough or interesting enough to bring something special on the Eurovision stage. So I have to decrease her chances from 20% to 15%. I think the Georgian delegation did a really good job, but I was still thinking maybe there is a light of hope for Georgia if the staging will be absolutely crazy and different and captivating. It's beautiful, but it's not enough to go to the Eurovision final. I absolutely love this girl and I love this song, so because I live in Germany, I will be able to vote for Sissal and for Denmark in the second semi-final. I will definitely do so, but do I think that the other Eurovision fans and also the regular viewers will take their phones to vote for Denmark? I actually don't think so. I won't change her qualification chances. For me, they remain at 50%. I was just really hoping that after we see the rehearsals, I will be like, now it's done, Sissal is amazing, she is qualifying, but unfortunately in this rehearsal snippet her vocal was not excellent. However, she has already excused herself and explained that she is sick and trying to save her voice for the next week, so I will try not to punish her for that. But in general, I think the chosen colors, even her outfit and the camera works, they could have been so much better, so much more interesting, so I think it's a bit of a wasted potential and I just have to keep it at 50%. I still have a ray of hope for her, but so far it doesn't seem for me like it will be a year for Denmark. Also the fact that she's performing between very powerful performance from France, which will definitely leave many people very emotional, and then before Czechia, which is one of the most stylish songs of this competition, I think it's definitely not helping to slightly dated track from Sissal. Wow, Adonxs is such an artist, he has amazing artistic vision. I was ranking his chances as 70% because I was a little bit concerned if he would not go way too far with his staging, because he definitely has a very special artistic vision. I think maybe the costumes of him and the dancers go a little bit too far. I don't think this fits to the song so well, maybe just to the dancey part of the song, but not to the rest. But in any case, it just looks so expensive, it looks so good, the song is so stylish, definitely one of the most modern, radio-friendly songs of this entire semi-final, so I have to increase his chances from 70% to 90%. I'm pretty sure that Czechia will not miss the Eurovision finals this year. And Luxembourg actually looks very expensive. I think the staging is beautiful. This dollhouse behind Laura Thorn, this whole frame which they utilize like a frame of this dollhouse is just great. Her outfit is very similar to the one which we saw at the Luxembourg Song Contest, but just better, just even more stylish and more cool. I think the dancers are great. The camera works in the chorus, which was focusing on dancers in special moments. Their movements were really fitting the rhythm so perfectly. It just looked so good. So I definitely have to increase the chances of Laura Thorn from 45% to 55%. I would love to increase them even more, but unfortunately her vocal is still very shaky, very unstable, so this might be the reason why she will not qualify. But in general, I think she and Ireland will really fight for this family-friendly votes, and I'm not really sure which of the two will qualify, because both of these countries don't really have a huge diaspora which could support them. At this point of time, I think maybe Ireland has a better shot, because Ireland will be ranked definitely pretty good by the Nordic countries like Finland, Denmark, probably also by the UK and Germany, but in case of Luxembourg, definitely they will get some support from France. So it's really hard to predict which one of the two will qualify, but at this point of time, I will just rank them both with 55%. Darkness will fade, all the pain will go by. Once the pictures from the first rehearsal were published, I think all of us were very hyped, because this huge construction, which looks like a huge chandelier, looked so amazing. Those pictures were really giving a sort of winner vibe. But now, after the rehearsal clip was released, the optimism went unfortunately slightly backwards. I think these visuals with the chandelier, with the water running behind her, by themselves are beautiful, but maybe are not fitting to the song so much. I still remember from the official music video bridge before the last chorus, where Yuval was standing in the field with this kind of black background. There was not so much light, all light was just on her. It looked and sounded like a requiem, maybe to the lost souls or something like that. Now it looks even a bit kitsch. I'm not really sure what it should exactly symbolize. Also the camera work could have been much better, more close shots, less of this panorama shots where they just show us the arena. Yuval's vocals were of course stunning, but I was still missing a bit of more impact in the chorus. Maybe it would be achieved with the help of some backing vocalists. So I might sound very pessimistic, but actually this is because I was hoping that Israel might even win this year or be very high in the top 3 or just towards the top 3. With this live performance, I'm not really sure. I will decrease their qualification chances from 100% to 90%. I just hope that in those parts, which we have not seen scene. For example, in the beginning of the song, it will be really dark and all the light will be just on her, and that this will help her to establish a personal connection with the viewer. I just keep all my fingers crossed that this will not stop Israel from getting a very high result this year, because Yuval and this song definitely deserve that. Definitely one of the most confusing rehearsals of this year. So on one hand, his vocals are great, the song sounds great, but what is happening on stage is just not explainable. Why the dancers are dragging him is of course super impressive, how he can sing so perfectly while being dragged like that on stage, but I just don't think that it fits the song so much. Actually, the visuals he went for, this kind of black and red, and the dancers dressed in black reminded me slightly of Maria Sherifovic with Molitva from 2007. It was just also ballet representing Serbia, and Serbia is not usually using so much of these colors in their live performances. In any case, Prince is having an advantage that he's performing right after Germany, which might have questionable vocals. We still haven't heard a very good performance from Abor and Tina, and Montenegro will obviously award him 12 points. At this point of time, I have to decrease his qualification chance from 75% to 65%. I still think this song should slide into the final, but if the rest of the performance will look as cringy as this 10 seconds where he was dragged on the floor, then it might be a problem. Well, just like with Austria, I think there is not really much left to say. Erika is such a star. I think this performance looks even stronger, even more impactful than the one from the Finnish UMK, so she's definitely flying right into the Eurovision final. Well, of course, her qualification chances I keep at 100%. It's just a question, will she be just in top 10, or will she be able to enter in the Eurovision final top 5 or maybe even top 3? So this semi-final has actually left me kinda confused. I think it's really hard to choose the 10 countries which will be the qualifiers. As you can see on your screen, it was not a problem for me to pick the top 9, which includes Armenia, Austria, Greece, Lithuania, Malta, Czechia, Israel, Serbia and Finland, but with the country number 10 I actually have 3 of them with 55% qualification chances. These are Australia, Ireland and Luxembourg. Well, at this point of time I think I will pick Laika Party from Ireland as my 10th qualifier, which means Milkshake Man and La Poupée Mon Leçon are not qualifying in my opinion, but I think this will be such a close fight. It's really hard to predict which of them will not make it, and also Denmark and Latvia are not so far behind, so even they might sneak in. So for me it's really hard to predict who will be this country number 10. I still think that Serbia, my country number 9, is pretty much safe in the final, but well, let's just wait till Thursday and then we will see who in reality goes to the final. Well, so this is what I think about the second semi-final of Eurovision 2025. I'm super curious to see who will be the real 10 qualifiers. My personal 2 favorites are probably Denmark and Greece, but in any case here are so many good songs, I just can't wait to watch the whole live performances. And definitely don't forget to subscribe to my channel to not miss the video where I will talk about the results, where I will compare the real results with my predictions, and let's see if there will be any country which I got wrong. So stay tuned and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.